I'm Justin Woods. I'm Executive Chef here at the Castle Green Hotel in Kendal, and today I'm cooking a dish which is a fillet of Cumbrian beef with mashed potato, roasted garlic, shallots and some spring greens. Just to prepare the fillet of beef, which we just need to remove the chain, and we gently run a knife across the top of the meat and start removing the silver skin. If you do leave some of this sort of whitey, sort of fatty bit on, it does get a bit chewy. So that's our centre cut piece of fillet, and we're going to cut nice sort of 6-7 ounce steaks. And they'll be lovely when they're cooked. To serve with our fillet of beef, we're going to be doing some roasted shallots, a little shallot puree, some oyster mushrooms, some mashed potato and some roasted garlic, and then some spring greens. And these are locally grown. So to make the shallot puree, we just peel the shallots, just top and tail the shallots. Once they're cut in half, they peel really easily. Now with a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of butter as well. We're going to pop them on the stove, and they'll take about 20-25 minutes to cook. The next part of the dish we're going to prepare is the wild mushrooms. Today we're just going to be using oyster mushrooms, and these are just going to be simply salted in a little bit of butter, finished with a few chopped shallots and a few chopped chives. And then we're just going to take a few of the nicer leaves, and this we're just going to literally blanch in boiling water for a few minutes until it's cooked. Then again sweat it down, a little bit of butter, a little bit of seasoning, and just is a lovely sort of spring summer vegetable. So we've got all our ingredients ready, and now we're going to start cooking the dish. Our shallot puree, which we made before, and we just cooked that out for about 30-40 minutes. Pureed it in a nice fine blender. Mashed potato, we peeled our potatoes, cooked them in the water, cooked them for about 30 minutes till they're nice and soft, then mashed them. I'll get a pan nice and hot, ready to seal the beef. For my mashed potato, I'm just going to a little bit of cream, and we're just going to reduce that cream down just to make the potatoes nice and rich. We just got a little bit of salt and a little bit of cracked pepper here. Just season that all over. We'll add some more butter to the pan, and that will cook up nicely, nice golden brown on the outside, and we'll keep it nice and pink in the middle still. A little bit of boiling water there. We're just going to add our cabbage to that, because that will take a few minutes to cook. Again, a little bit of seasoning to that pan. Again, we want our cabbage nicely cooked. We don't want to end up with crunchy cabbage, so it needs a few minutes to cook. Work on the upper side. So it's lovely golden brown all over our fillet, so we just turn that over now. Our cream's boiling away there nicely. If we add our mash now, our mash will go too watery, so we need to make sure we add our mash sort of when the cream is reduced down, and we'll have nice, rich, creamy mash. Our shallot puree, we'll just drop into a pan. We'll just let that warm up gently. And our shallots, where they've been cut in half, they've got a lovely texture of the shallots running through there, so we want to roast them that side down. And again, we want to end up with a nice sort of golden brown colour. Beef fillet is nicely sealed over. What we do, we just add a spoonful of butter into there. Our cream is reduced down quite a lot, so we're going to add our mashed potatoes now. Make sure we're not going to have any lumps. We'll add our wild mushrooms, and they'll be cooked down in literally about 2 minutes. We're just going to add our garlic to the pan now. We've got our mashed potato. We put a little bit of butter in there, a little bit of seasoning. And it's looking lovely and creamy. So a few chopped chives to our wild mushrooms. Now I like my beef fillet quite rare, so this will be sort of pinkish. And the last thing we need is some sauce. This is basically a red wine sauce some of my chefs have prepared earlier. We basically use a veal stock, a reduced veal stock, and then in a separate pan we'll make a red wine reduction. We'll add a veal stock, we'll add a little bit of port, a little bit of Madeira, and just reduce that down, and you end up with a lovely rich veal stock, which we have here. I'm going to take that off now. It's still quite pink. So our mashed potato is ready, our shallot puree is ready, and all we need to do is plate up the dish. Yeah, that's ready. We'll do like a nice spiral of mash on the plate. Just a nice line of shallot puree. We use some of our spring cabbage, the roasted shallots, roasted garlic, a couple of the lovely mushrooms, and last of all we just got our beef fillet. And then finally we just need to add our sauce. And that's our dish finished. That's our roast fillet of Cumbrian beef, shallot puree, spring greens and a red wine sauce.